The Importance of Time and Knowledge. Sermon delivered by Maharshi Mehi Paramhansji Maharaj on 30th December 1922 AD in Sages meeting at Bhangaha. Respected and dear gentlemen, it is extremely famous in this world that in all worldly materials, the time is the most precious one. Even so, not to speak of that very part of time which is reserved for satsang, for this the wise call this time extremely rare and especially blessed. So, by the limitless mercy of Lord Almighty, that very extremely rare and especially blessed time is present here and available to us. As an extremely miser keeps his extremely small amount of wealth with utmost care and never spends it carelessly, the same way all of us should save today the extremely rare and blessed time and never waste the same carelessly. Those who know the story of the Mahabharata must know that during the fiery fight between Bhishma and Arjuna, if Arjuna was got distracted even for a moment, Bhishma used to kill his 10,000 of charioteers, which led to a huge loss to the Pandavas. Similarly, today we do or will suffer a great loss if we become or shall become even a little careless. Hence, we should listen to the spiritual speech with full concentration and contemplate it accordingly by leaving laziness and distraction. It is a matter of great fortune for me that I am standing here before you to tell something at this precious time. I must describe to you such a rare subject as rare the time is. After searching that very rare subject, it comes to surface that, quote, कहीं संत मुनि वेद पुराना नहीं कछु दुर्लभ ज्ञान समाना, unquote. The saints and the sages, the Vedas and the Puranas say that nothing is rarer than the knowledge. Hence, I consider this very topic as extremely appropriate to describe. But it is very difficult to describe this topic, which is certainly known to them who are even a little aware of this topic. For describing this very difficulty, Goswami Tulsidas ji writes in his Ramcharitmanas as, quote, Sunahu tat yeh akat kahani, samujhat banai na jai bakhani, unquote. O respected, listen to this unutterable story, which is neither easy to understand nor is easy to describe. Before I start explaining this topic in detail, both the speaker and the listeners should put their hearts with full concentration in explaining and understanding respectively. Dear gentlemen, the meaning of knowledge is to know. Everywhere in the whole world, the glory of the knowledge is shining brighter than the rays of the sun. It is the greatness of the same that from the womb of the earth many types of priceless and the most useful materials are mined out and to get the best benefit of them. It is the greatness of it that different kinds of extraordinary materials are produced and formed from the soil. It is the greatness of it that all animals are domesticated and properly used, whether these be simple animals like cows, horses, dogs, or the strongest, cruel, blood-sucking wild animals like buffaloes, elephants, panthers, and lions. It is the greatness of this that non-living things like water, air, vapor, fire, electricity, etc. are utilized in the extremely amazing and the most useful manner. It is the greatness of the knowledge that one man can rule over several people. It is the glory of the same that merely 3 crores of Western people in the minority have controlled over 33 crores of Indians and forced them to work like their slaves. And it is the importance of the same that the human beings are called as incarnation, Navi, philosopher, yogi, yogeshwar, and saint. And by becoming foremost and universally honored, they become even superior to the gods. And due to the greatness of the same, the human body is loudly acclaimed and referred as, quote, Bade Bhag Manustan Pava, Sur Durlabh Sadgranthan Gava, unquote. The holy books say that the human body is got by a great fortune which is rare to even the gods. What is more to say? Whatever the miracles are there in the world are only due to the glory of the knowledge. The human beings are considered honorable and worshipable according to the quantity of the knowledge more or less they have. If a human being possesses the knowledge in the same quantity as a cattle can get, then this human being can never be considered superior to the cattle despite being in human form. On consideration, it is known that the knowledge is of 2 types. The first is Vishay Gyan, sensory knowledge, and the second is Atma Gyan, self knowledge. Vishaya is known as illusion or the substance which changes, or perishable substance, or false substance, or true substance. Here, true substance should be known as the external substance in the appearance of name and form visible directly to one's eyes. From the books on history, geography, electrical science, and material science, etc., or the books which contain only the description of name and form, or the books which give us the knowledge about when and how water is named as vapor, or how blackish coal tar converts into painting colors like red, green, blue, yellow. Whatever the knowledge we get from these books are known as sensory knowledge. In a nutshell, one should clearly know that the knowledge of overall expansion of 3 attributes and all the senses, whether extremely gross or subtle, is known as Vishaya. This is an extraordinary story regarding sensory knowledge in the Chandogyopanishad that says Narada went to Sanat Kumara alias Skand and requested him to preach about the self knowledge. Then Sanat Kumara asked, At first tell me what you have already learnt, only then I shall teach you. Narada replied, I have studied everything, such as history, composite Vedas like the Rig Veda, including the Purana as the 5th Veda, grammar, mathematics, logic, Kal Shastra, the study of time, ethics, all Vedants, all the limbs of the Vedas, theology, ghost science, Chhatri Vidya, the study of war, astronomy and serpentology, etc. But when these could not provide the Atmagyan, self-knowledge, I came to you. Then Sanat Kumara preached, whatever you have learnt is having the appearance of name and form. True God, Sacha Brahm, is much further than this name God, Nam Brahm. The one which is beyond and bigger than this name, form, appearance, that is unknown nature of Sankhya or speech, hope, resolution, mind, intellect and life, is the Amrit Tattva, nectar element like the soul. In 42nd 43rd, 44th, 45th, 46th, and 53rd verses of the second chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, a world famous, highly acclaimed holy book of higher knowledge, Lord Sri Krishna said to Arjuna, O Parth, the people forgotten in the sentences of the Vedas and the foolish narrator of nothing else is furthermore exaggeratedly say that due to the result of many kinds of actions one gets rebirth and pleasure and prosperity as well. The person with lustful mind, hankering after the heaven, remains indulged in sensuous pleasure and prosperity due to being attracted towards the aforesaid speech. As a result, the intellect, deciding good and bad actions, cannot be absorbed in meditation, that is, cannot be stable at one point. O Arjuna, the Vedas are full of the words of three virtues, Trigun, three constituents of nature, that is, Sattva, Raj, Tam. Therefore, be attached to the self without being trapped in the longings of the acquisition and keeping. Yogchem, by being beyond the three virtues and by keeping oneself with ultimate reality and detaching oneself from the conflict of pleasure and pain. As a well has its importance or need during flood around, similarly, an enlightened Brahman saint has the need of the all with the Vedas, that is, has no use at all. When your intellect, being confused with the sentences of the Vedas, becomes stable and motionless in the state of samadhi, only then you will attain the yoga. On the basis of the above mentioned story of the Chandogya Upanishad and the verses of the Srimad Bhagavad Gita, which have been extracted from the Gita Rahasya of Lokmanya Bal Gangadhar Tilak, any thoughtful one can easily derive that the essence that whatever Sant Kabir Sahab said, Ved Kiteb Bhavjal hai, मरिहें बौराही हो, मुक्ति भेव कछु और है, सोई संतन पाई हो. The Vedas and other books are the snares of the world, which lead to madness followed by the death. The secret of the salvation is something different, which is known only to a saint. And whatever Goswami Tulsidas ji wrote in his Ramayana, कोट श्रुति पुराण बहु कहे उपाई, छूट न अधिक अधिक अरुझाई. Several remedies have been told by the Vedas and the Puranas, but they make the matter intricate more and more, unquote. Are not told against or more than the sayings of the Chandogya Upanishad and the Srimad Bhagavad Gita. The conclusion is, whatever the names of the books Narad ji narrated to Sanat Kumar contain only sensory knowledge. How can it be explained more than the above to enable one to understand the spread sphere of the sensory knowledge? This sensory knowledge is a great reserve of the illusory progress like gems. The deeper one enters in this reserve, one gains the more benefit in the three worlds by obtaining more special gems. But it cannot be able to make available that very benefit which is beyond the three worlds or whole natural expansion or whole universe or whole perishable, imperishable creations. The human being can possess this great result by studying continuously, following righteousness and celibacy, etc., for a long time, and by utilizing this attained knowledge with great effort and hard work. And besides this, there is no other way to attain the same. Till now, the speech on sensory knowledge, Visay Gyan, was delivered. Now I am going to explain the self-knowledge, Atmagyan. The meaning of Atma, the soul, is one's own, personal, the self. Knowing one's own, or knowing personal, or knowing the self is called the self-knowledge. It is evident that the people who forget themselves, they also forget their duties, their strength, their loss and gain, their relations, and their pleasure and pain. Their progress ceases and downfall begins. Treating their downfall as their progress and vigor, the creatures, whether they are the gods or the devil, male or transgender, or whatever they are, fall in the trap of the attachment, moha. In the absence of the self knowledge, considering the non soul form as that of the soul form, being entrapped in the snares of illusion of I, mine, and you, yours, being tied tightly with a strong bond of love and hatred, wandering unrestrictedly in the cycle of action of joining relation with body, wealth, home, wives, children, etc., submerging and floating like a fish in the worldly ocean, being swallowed again and again by the crocodile shaped death, being totally trampled down by the maddened elephant like mind, and being stung by the super poisonous snakes of sensory organs, one becomes the victim of deep distress and bite worm followed by unconsciousness, completely forgets his duties, and submerges in the deep and dense bottom of the troubled tank and remains in this state till the rise of the sun of the self-knowledge in his heart, which moves away the deep darkness of the ignorance of knowing the soul, non-soul as the soul. There exists no calmness but flame in Vishya. With every gain, greed increases gradually in Vishya, but not contentment. There is no peace but the forceful flow of restlessness in Vishya. Vishya contains confinement but not the salvation. The salvation and super peaceful self knowledge can be attained even after obtaining complete sensory knowledge. Without attaining the self knowledge, the state of being without it, which has already been described, will never end, whether you live in human world or go to any of the 7 subterranean regions or go to any of the 7 heavens or get the divinity or get the qualities of Shiva, the destroyer, or Brahma, the creator, or the Vishnu, the preserver, or get the form of the universe. There is no any thoughtful person who would like to live in such a degraded and painful state. The thoughtful, the knowledgeable, and the saint explain to the unconscious and general human beings and caution them by saying that, O human beings, understand your own self, the soul, as not land, not water, nor air, nor fire, neither space, nor 5 deceptive objects of senses. That is neither 3 virtues nor senses 14, not unmanifested and unaccessible basic nature, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Neither germinating nor heat-born, not oviparous nor viviparous, not the universe, nor a form of Vishnu, that is neither Shiva nor a form of Brahma, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That is not solid, nor is that liquid, that is not vapor, nor is that darkness, that is not light, nor is that sound, adhesive, affective, never thereon, the ultimate element, which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Which has no suppleness, not shrink nor vibration, which has neither motion nor extension, which has neither molecule nor atom, which has no line nor accounting nor point, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Neither gross nor subtle in form, neither causal in form nor manifested, neither nor conscious, nor is that conscious, neither macrocosmos nor macrocosmos, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul, which is terrestrial and aquatic, but not land water, which is in fire and air, but is neither fire nor air, which is in the three attributes of space, but is not itself the space, which dwells in the sensory organs, but does not take their shape, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Around the basic nature and inside it too, oh gentlemen, how to define that one constant filled with oneself, filled in basic nature, but not the same itself, that which is known as the unmanifest or unmanifests, that which is known as the unmanifest of unmanifests, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Brahma, the great Vishnu, the universal form of Vishnu, Shiva, all the gods, demons, humans, snakes, and transgenders, stationary or moving, and whatever are in existence, that which exists in all, but is not as their shape, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That which can neither be killed nor be cut, that which can neither be rotted nor be burnt, that which can neither be absorbed by any absorbent, that which cannot be displaced by any means, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That which neither takes birth nor dies, that which never becomes child, young or old, that which never faces the four stages of life, that which is not called any of the four caste classes, the ultimate element which is beyond all, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That which never arrives nor departs, that which not a speaker nor a listener, that which is never called doer or non-doer, nothing to be known, happened, sense whom, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That which is neither qualified nor unqualified, that which is neither truth nor false nor mortal nor immortal, that which covers all but cannot be covered, that which is neither a voluptuary nor an ascetic nor a friend nor a foe, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That which never comes under any form of triad, not can be defined in any relative words, that which is beyond Om or the word God, is even beyond all sounds, struck or unstruck, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. That which does not bend despite remaining with the bent, that which is not straight despite remaining with the straight, that which is not called alive even among the alive, that which is not called dead even among the dead, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Just as a water pot having space within it moves in the space outside, similarly by being omnipresent, that moves in itself outside. That which has neither beginning nor middle nor end, there is no space which can keep that one completely inside, that one is the soul, that one is the soul. Despite the spaces variously named as pot sky, curtain sky, and house sky, that remains completely one without any partition. Similarly, the one soul is variously named as animate and inanimate, but never divided nor diminished, despite being variously named. That one is the soul, that one is the soul. That existed alone, even when time was not in existence. Never comes that time when that one non exists. Time will definitely cease, but that one remains forever. Those who have association with the true Guru understand the same. That one is the soul, that one is the soul. Even supreme body clad humans' intellect cannot grasp that one, which is referred as such an intelligible in the sayings of the saints. May he says he cannot describe that one completely, just as a pebble trader is not able to describe the quality of gems. That one is the soul, that one is the soul. The learned people know and say, and the thoughtful think that tamogun, darkness, is more subtle than the whole natural expansion or the whole body and the universe or the perishable and imperishable creation with all sensory organs or five gross elements earth, water, fire, air, space of the creations. Rajogun, passion, is more subtle than five sensory organs and five motor organs. Sattvagun, goodness, is more subtle than mind. Ego, sense of self, is more subtle than the three attributes Raj, Tam, Sattva. Intellect, Buddhi, or Mahan, great or Mahatat, the great element, is more subtle than ego. Mool Maya, basic illusion or unmanifested nature, is more subtle than Mahatattva, and the soul is even more subtle than unmanifested nature. It is evident that the more subtle the material is, the more pervasive it is. As described, the soul is more subtle than the whole perishable, imperishable expansions. Therefore, it is the most pervasive too. Hence, it is not possible that the same be pervasive even as a body in each and every body and is of the same diversity as a body has, or can be like a universe having beginning and end by even being pervasive in the whole universe. The learned and the saints have formed a principle that the soul is present in and pervasive to whole perishable, imperishable expansions and has its limitless existence even beyond these expansions. In summary, as there is one space in every picture, similarly, there is only one soul in the diversity of all perishable, imperishable existence. Therefore, Saint Kabir Sahab has sung the following verses of proving the existence of this very one soul in everything. मन तू मानत क्यों न मना रे, कौन कहन को कौन सुनन को, दूजा कौन जना रे, दर्पण में प्रतिबिंब जो भासे, आप चहु दिशि सोई, दुविधा मिटे एक जब होवे, तो लाख लख पावे कोई. Meaning, O mind, why do you not understand? Who is to say and who is to listen to? Who is other than you? As an image appears in the mirror, similarly, God is everywhere. When confusion ends in the state of unification, only then anyone can experience the same. Those who are able to make the soul or themselves stable in their intellect, as mentioned here above, Only they will be able to understand that even Goswami Tulsidas ji recites also in his Ramcharitmanas and Vinay Patrika to describe the self-existence of this very soul, which jog viyog bhog bhal manda hit anhit madhyam bhram phanda, that is union, separation, experiencing good bad results, friend, foe, and middleman, all are delusionary traps. Janam maran jag lagi jag jalu, sampati vipati karam arukalu. That is birth and death, prosperity and misery, action and time, and to wherever the worldly traps exist. Dharani dham dhanpur parivaru, sarag narak jahan lagi vyavaharu, that is land, house, wealth, village, family, heaven and hell, and to wherever the worldly dealing prevail. देखिए सुनिए गुनिए मन माही मोह मूल परमारथ nahi. That is, those which are seen, listened to, and considered in the mind are the results of none other than the ignorance. These all are not the means for attaining the salvation, that is ultimate reality. सपने हो ही भिखा निरिप रंक नाक पति होय जागे लाभ न हानि कछु तिमि प्रपंच जिय जोय. That is, in a dream, a king becomes a pauper, and a pauper becomes Indra, the king of heaven. But after awakening from sleep, neither a king faces any loss, nor a pauper earns any gain. In the same way, one should understand in one's mind that this world is nothing but a dream. मोह निशा सब सोव निहारा देखिए सपन अनेक प्रकारा. That is, everyone sleeping in the night of ignorance is dreaming of different types. यही जग जामिनी जागी ही जोगी परमारथी प्रपंच वियोगी. Only a yogi, hermit, being beyond the influence of Maya, illusion, and having the experience of ultimate reality, wakes up in this worldly night, the darkness of ignorance. जानिए तब ही जीव जब जागा जब सब विषय विलास विरागा. That is, the soul should be considered as awakened only when it detaches itself from all sensory enjoyments. अनुराग सो निज रूप जो जगते विलक्षण देखिए संतोष सम शीतल सदा दम देहवंत न लेखिए. निर्मल निरामय एक रस तेहि हर्ष शोक न व्यापही त्रैलोक पावन सो सदा जाकी दशा ऐसी भई. Those who affectionately see their own existence as more extraordinary than this world, those who possess the quality of contentment, equality, calmness, and one-pointedness forever, should not be treated as human beings. Those who are free, pure, free from affliction, constant, never influenced by happiness and sorrow, dwelling in these states, they are revered forever as a sacred one throughout three worlds. The loss without the self-knowledge and the benefit of the same have already been discussed. As a reminder of that very loss and gain, I say here that without the self-knowledge, one gets the loss of worldly troubles by remaining ensnared in this world, and by attaining the self-knowledge, the soul becomes blessed with the benefit of liberation from the said loss. The knowledge of the soul attained through all rationalism only on the basis of the knowledge gained by means of speculation, anuman, and comparison, upman, does not give full satisfaction. In other words, it does not give the complete knowledge of the soul. For full satisfaction, that should certainly be the knowledge attained by the experience, that is, direct knowledge, which can never be attained by studying several books of the world, by knowing all rationalism and becoming the greatest logician without having completed the practice of meditation. The rationalism of books and the appropriate logic are also needed as the knowledge of speculation and comparison is derived from the same. And without attaining the knowledge of speculation and comparison, practicing the meditation indiscriminately is not considered as appropriate. The learned people have firmly expressed that for attaining the self knowledge, there are mainly three means: listening, Sravan, contemplation, Manan, and implementation, Nididhyasan. Hence, at first, there should certainly be listening and contemplation, and only then one should proceed towards practicing the meditation. Listening and contemplation cannot be known without the rationalism of books or appropriate logic or proper study in particular. For this, one must study. The learning is necessarily needed for both the sensory knowledge and the self knowledge. Hence, human beings must pay special attention towards the learning and must know that the knowledge cannot be attained without learning, which can only be attained by means of listening. The readers of the Ramayana, composed by Goswami Tulsidas ji, know that the devotion to God is more respectable substance than the knowledge. The devotion is definitely like so. Yet, despite the greatness of the same, the glory of knowledge cannot be assumed less than that of by even a bit. Now, I am concluding the speech on the knowledge by saying that the great thing which is especially needed for getting the rare and blessed substance is none other than Guru, spiritual master. Without the Guru, nothing can be possible even if attempted crores of times. Even God cannot give you anything without the Guru. Hence, O dears, be the devotees of the Guru. Lead the life by taking his shelter, glorify him, and attend the knowledge by politely praying him as under. Pray to, O mind, generous Guru, rescuer from the immense sorrow. Knowledgeable, extremely gentle, full of love, attentive with heart, treasure of happiness, possessing service provider sentiments by living longing of respect. Dwells wherever satsang takes place daily, keeps association and affection with good people, catches essential one in the series of sounds which carries beyond the nature. His mind always remains in meditation and consciousness remains with essential divine sound, Ram. Tour over the world filled with love for the welfare of the masses, dwells in satsang throughout day and night, gets no peace even for a moment at other places, bestows happiness to all over the world, and gives the salvation to the devotees. May he says the sense that none other but the Guru is the only support in the world. There be darkness everywhere, sense the Guru, who is the savior of even the sun and the moon. Please donate me devotion as a gift, donor, O Satguruji. Surrounded by sensory snares from all 10 directions, in the forceful flow of deep ignorance, I became totally tired, donor, O Satguruji. I have no trust in my own intellect and ability. I have no other hope except you. I tested all my worldly relative, but no one is as benevolent as you, donor, O Satguruji. Bestow me self-knowledge by enabling me to do the devotion externally and internally. Rescue me from non-dualism. I have no other request except this one, donor, O Satguruji. Please donate me devotion as a gift, donor, O Satguruji. The end. Shri Sadguru Maharaj ki jai.